Have you ever wondered what keeps you from truly growing and achieving your goals? What if the key to true freedom and inner peace lies not in acquiring new things, but in giving them up? Today we will dive into the world of Stoic philosophy, which teaches us how to free ourselves from attachments to material pleasures and find the true path to success. Many people think that for happiness you need more money, more things, more comfort. But what if it is the opposite? Imagine that every time you buy something new or chase pleasure, you become more and more hostage to these things. Things that seemingly should bring you joy actually take away your energy and freedom. You become dependent on them. It's like a vicious circle. But what if you decide to get out of this circle? To free your mind, your desires, and stop being a slave to things? In this video, we'll explore how giving up material pleasures can be an important step on the path to self-development. How it helps to strengthen your spirit, increase your willpower, and achieve those goals that are truly important. Stay with us until the end, because ahead the answers to the questions that can turn your perception of life and free you from unnecessary weight. Let's talk about how through minimalism, refusal of unnecessary things, and conscious attitude to things we can find inner strength and find the true meaning of life. When we begin to realize that material things are only temporary pleasures, our priorities change. We stop striving for things that have no true value. After all, what is really important? Health, harmony in the soul, relationships with loved ones, and inner freedom. These are the values that remain unchanged no matter what. Stoic philosophy helps us to see this truth, to learn not to depend on external circumstances, and to accept them with gratitude, regardless of whether they are positive or not. Material things are often associated with success in the modern world. People judge each other by what they have, what they wear, what kind of car they own. But the Stoics taught that true success is not about external attributes, but about an inner state of mind. The less we depend on material things, the more freedom we have to be ourselves. We stop evaluating ourselves through the prism of other people's expectations, stop chasing status and prestige, and instead we start working on our true goals and objectives. A Stoic approach to life helps us realize that our true needs are minimal. We don't need many things to be happy. The essentials, food, clothing, a roof over our heads, are enough. Everything else is an excess that consumes our time, energy, and attention. How often do we worry that we don't have something that society thinks is necessary for happiness? For example, an expensive house, the latest model of phone, or a luxurious vacation. But if we look at these things from a Stoic perspective, we realize that they do not add to our happiness, but rather distract us from our true values. The Stoics also spoke of the importance of moderation in everything. This applies not only to material things, but also to our desires, emotions, and actions. Moderation allows us to maintain balance, not to go overboard, and not to give in to extremes. In a world where we are constantly surrounded by advertising appeals to buy something new, where everyone around us strives for more consumption, the Stoic teaching of moderation becomes more relevant than ever. The ability to limit ourselves, to control our desires, is the key to inner harmony and peace of mind. When we live according to the principles of Stoicism, we learn not to be attached to things. Things may come and go, but our inner stability remains unchanged. The Stoics believe that the world is constantly changing, and the only thing we can control is our attitude to these changes. And the less we depend on external factors, the easier it is for us to accept change without losing our peace and balance. If we look back on our lives, we notice that many of our worries and anxieties are related to material things. We worry that we can't afford something, that we will be judged by what we have. But Stoic philosophy teaches us something else. Our true dignity lies not in things, but in our actions, in the way we live our lives. This understanding frees us from unnecessary worries and anxieties, giving us the opportunity to focus on what is really important. An important part of Stoic philosophy is the idea that we should act from reason, not emotion. In today's world, we often succumb to impulsive desires dictated by advertising and marketing. We are persuaded that buying this or that product will make us happier. But in reality, these are only temporary pleasures that do not bring lasting satisfaction. In contrast, the Stoics suggest that we focus on developing our inner world, on realizing our true needs and goals. The moment we realize that we can be happy without material excesses, we find true freedom. This freedom enables us to live by our own rules, not those imposed by society. We become independent of the opinions of others and learn to find joy in simple things. For example, in communion with nature, in deep reflection, in personal growth. In such moments we feel the true fullness of life. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of gratitude. When we stop wanting more material things and start appreciating what we already have, we discover that we have much more than we thought. We begin to see value in things that used to seem mundane, in health, in friendship, in the simple pleasures of life. Gratitude allows us to live in harmony with the world, without constant dissatisfaction and desire for more. Letting go of attachment to material things also helps us cope with hardship and loss. There are inevitable moments in life when we lose something important to us. It may be a job, money, or even a relationship. But a Stoic understanding of life teaches us that all these things are temporary and impermanent, and if we are not attached to them, we experience their loss more easily. Instead of suffering and worrying, we can accept these changes as a natural part of life and move on with inner peace. Reflecting on Stoic philosophy, we can ask ourselves what really brings us happiness. The things we buy or the states we experience? In fact, the answer is obvious. Real happiness is not related to the possession of material things. It lies in living in harmony with oneself and the world around us. When we realize this, we begin to build our lives according to other principles, free from material attachments. Stoicism also teaches us not only to free ourselves from external attachments, but also to develop inner virtues. We can begin to work on ourselves, on our thoughts, actions, and desires. This is the way to become wiser, stronger, and freer. And it is a way that is available to each of us, regardless of our social standing, wealth, or status. Thus, Stoic philosophy invites us not only to give up excesses, but also to reconsider our priorities in life. It teaches us to seek happiness not in external things, but within ourselves. It is a difficult path, requiring awareness and constant work on ourselves, but it is the path that leads to true satisfaction and freedom. So what did we learn today? We saw that giving up material pleasures is not a sacrifice, but a conscious choice that leads to inner freedom and peace. It is a way that helps us focus on what is really important in life. Giving up unnecessary things opens up new horizons for us, helps us grow and develop as individuals. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Each new video is another step on the way to inner harmony and self-development. Share this video with your friends and family, because each of us can make a step towards a more conscious and free life. Give us a like and leave a comment. Tell us what true freedom is for you. We are always happy to hear your thoughts and stories. We are always happy to hear from you. Your support helps us create content that inspires and energizes change.